Welcome everybody to the third episode of the podcast. This is Woodley Downard on Be the Change. The first two episodes we kind of took over and we kind of looked into how we were, how to start to be the change. When we talk about starting to be the change, we identified that we have to start with ourselves in order to be the change. We have to make sure what we want in life. We have to make sure our heart and our mind align, and we have to make sure that what we want the change to be is good for everyone around you. But here is when when things when everyone around you doesn't think the change is good. Right? When some people, let's not start with everyone. Let's go with some people around you doesn't think the change is good. And I heard this quote. It said, "Stand up for what you believe in, even if you stand alone." If you believe that the world should be cleaned up and nobody else believes that the world should be cleaned up, stand up for that and believe in it alone. Because if you do not stand for something, you will fall for everything. We have to identify what we are going to stand for. When we want to make a change and when we want to start to be a difference, the second step of the process is to identify what you want the change to be. After you have worked on yourself, identify what type of change you want to see. Identify your goal in life. The goal isn't to live forever. The goal is to create something that will live forever. What are you going to create that people will talk about 20 years after you die? What type and what size of footprints are you going to leave behind every step that you take on this earth? When the time ends and when you are laying on your deathbed, will you say that I am proud of the change that I chose to make? Identify what type of change you want to see in your community. Identify what type of change you want to see in the world. Make a plan and execute it. We are in the planning process. There was an intro. The intro is figuring out what inside yourself makes you want to do the change. If you want to be the change, you have to stand for your change. If you want to see change, you have to stand and be for the change that you want to see. When we start to identify what we want to see, we want to look to identify what are the big problems that need to be fixed. Whether it's world hunger, poverty, not enough water supply, family homelessness, all those things. We have to identify what is a big problem in the world that we can change. And if you want to start in your community, what problems in your community that needs to be changed? What things need to be addressed? What things need to be brought up? You yourself can start a conversation in a community that community desperately needed to have. There are conversations around you that needs to be said, but nobody knows how to bring them up. Be the person to step up. Be the person to see it, identify it, speak up for it, then stand by it. See it all the way through. Don't start something, then not finish it. You start a race, you finish the race. Always, always, always finish the race. No matter how fast you go, no matter how slow you have to go, finish that race and stand by your change. To identify the set of change that needs to be happened, you need to first look around you. Start small, then work big. Start within your friend group, work to the community, work on and on and on, but start small and work big. It doesn't need to be a big gesture to make a difference. Asking a question can make a difference. Starting a conversation can make a difference. What we do and what we say can make a difference. Take action now. It's never too late to start making a change in the world. When things start to to become a problem, they start off small. But when people don't take action when they start, that is when problems start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And when things happen and when things start getting bigger, who is going to step up? Everybody wants to look to the next person, but they never look within themselves. Everybody wants to see and wait for somebody else to call the ambulance. You call the ambulance yourself. Who is going to step up and be a leader when things get rough? When everybody is looking to somebody to take them somewhere, who is going to step up? Who is going to identify that problem? Who is going to lead a group of people to greatness? If you want to make a difference, identify what needs to be changed. Stand by your change. And do it so confidently. And do not give up on the change. No matter how fast you go, no matter how slow you go, always and always and always finish the race. If you want to start to make a difference, stand up and be a leader when other people are looking around to see who's going to step up. Do not be the one looking around. If you want to make a change, look within yourselves and your actions. Your actions will inspire others to take action, and it will continue to be contagious towards other people. One good deed can be passed on to another and another and another and another, and make it contagious. Let kindness and love spread within each other, and let it spread like a wildfire within the world. If you want to make a change, be the spark that starts the flame, that starts the wildfire of love. Start by identifying the problem. Start by seeking within yourself. Stand by the change. And no matter how fast you move or how slow you go, always and always finish the race no matter what. Do not look around for somebody else to do it when you can step up yourself. Great leaders aren't created. Great leaders aren't born. They're molded into something. Every situation that goes on in one person's life molds them better and better and better each time into something. Be the person that steps up first. Don't look around when you can do it yourself. Stand by it confidently and make a difference around your community, in somebody's life, and maybe you will be able to make a difference in the world. If you want to make a difference, identify the problem and stand by it. Thank you for joining me on Be the Change.